On 30th July, India and the US are launching their first ever joint space satellite called NISAR from Sriharikota. Hello and welcome to ThePrint. This is Akanksha Mishra and today I'll be telling you about the upcoming NISAR satellite and its significance. From natural disasters like landslides, floods and forest fires to more gradual changes like glaciers, sea ice and agricultural land, the Earth observation NISAR satellite will be able to capture everything. The Indian Space Research Organization ISRO on Monday announced that the long-awaited NASA-ISRO collaboration will launch on 30th July at 5:40 am from Sriharikota. NISAR is a one-of-its-kind satellite and it's the first ever SAR satellite to have dual frequency technology. So more than a decade in the making, the NISAR satellite weighs about 2,392 kgs and it's expected to scan the entire globe in just 12 days. While both NASA and ISRO have launched Earth observation satellites independently before, NISAR will help both these countries with 3D images of land and ice to see how the Earth changes over time. NISAR is a model for next-generation Earth observation satellites and is an international collaboration that is built on open science capabilities, said Karen St. Germain, the director of Earth Sciences Division at NASA, in a press conference on Monday. According to NASA, there are already around 180 organizations, both public and private, that are lining up to utilize the data that will be produced by NISAR. So these early adopters, as NASA calls them, will use NISAR's data for disaster responses, for mapping forest cover, and for monitoring wetlands and coastal vegetation. Remote sensing missions like NISAR are storytellers about how the Earth and humans interact and how we connect with the planet, according to Paul Rosen, who is a project scientist at NISAR. But what exactly is NISAR? So it stands for NASA-ISRO Synthetic Aperture Radar, which is a technology that's used in most Earth observation satellites. The way SAR technology works is that it's based on microwave pulses that are sent to the ground by the satellite and are then bounced back by the Earth. These pulse echoes are used to construct a two-dimensional or sometimes three-dimensional image of the Earth. NASA's JPL team explained how because of the size of NISAR's antenna, they have a very large footprint on the ground. And because they are sending about 1,000 pulses per second, they're poised to get very fine resolution of images of the Earth. The unique thing about the NISAR satellite is that it will send out microwave pulses in two different frequencies, L-band and S-band. So while the L-band frequency developed by NASA is good for detecting subtle land changes and seeing through thick vegetation, the S-band frequency developed by ISRO is better for large surface detail and seeing through clouds. Together, they offer a unique, detailed view of our planet. According to ISRO's website, NISAR is expected to detect even the slightest changes like ground deformation or ice sheet changes and even changes in soil moisture, which is important both for agriculture and also for monitoring landslides. This satellite is also one of the costliest Earth observation satellites to go up. While initial estimates said that the total cost of NISAR was $1.5 billion, NASA on Monday said that it had independently spent $1.2 billion on the mission. Since it's a 50-50 partnership between NASA and ISRO, this suggests a comparable investment by ISRO too. NISAR began all the way back in the early 2000s when NASA had been searching for international collaborators for their new and advanced Earth observation mission for cryosciences, ecosystem sciences, and earth sciences. So they approached countries like Germany, Canada, and Argentina until in 2011, ISRO said that this is exactly the kind of thing that they wanted to do too. While the initial launch of the satellite was scheduled for March 2024, testing and other issues pushed the missions a few times before 30th July was finally announced as the date. The NISAR satellite is expected to fly aboard ISRO's GSLV F-16 launch vehicle, and it will be placed in a lower Earth orbit or a distance of 2,000 kilometers or less from the Earth. Since the satellite has solar arrays or solar panels, it will be in a sun-synchronous orbit, meaning that it will be placed at an angle to always be able to interact with the sun. Given the size of its bowl-shaped antenna, it will be folded up during launch and will be deployed only 10 days after the launch. The satellite will begin collecting data 90 days after being in orbit, with all the information, including the raw data, to be made publicly available on both ISRO and NASA's websites. The mission is hailed as a win for open science capabilities by both NASA and ISRO. That's all we have for you today. Thank you for tuning into The Print.